All right. Shalom. Most like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Akadash. Shalom to the elders, Wa'aki and Wa'akwa. I say shalom. And this is a sit down lesson that I want to do about what's recent news that's going on in the world today. That leads into these biblical prophecies that we see in the news. And I'm gonna bring out a couple of scriptures first. Then we get into some main articles and stuff like that. Bring out the second Ezra, ninth chapter. Yep. And this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure by the time diligently in itself, if thou seest the parts of the signs past, which I had told you before. Right, so we continue to measure the time diligently in itself. We're watching out for these biblical signs that we see in our world today. Because these are increasing biblical prophecies, and these are increasing of the signs of the times. We'll bring out a couple of news articles for the recent one, because you had that recent one about the news report that came out from Washington. They were saying that at first it was confirmed that Iran had sent some missiles over there to Russia, while you have the Russia-Ukraine situation that's taking place. Now it's unconfirmed reports of that. Even though the scripture has mentioned, says in Matthew 24 and verse 6, you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Because we're seeing what's taking place with the Russia-Ukraine situation, and what's going on over there in Western Asia as well too, because tensions are increasing. It's up at an all-time high. And then while you've been having uproars in the world as well too, just like I said, it's in second Acts 15 and verse 16. So we get a couple news articles. Okay, I'm getting into this from the Jerusalem Post. You have one right here. It says U.S. to impose sanctions over 500 targets in Russia. Action on Friday. It says the United States will impose sanctions over 500 targets on Friday in actions marking the second anniversary of Russian invasions of Ukraine. The U.S. Deputy Secretary Wally Altamolo, if I pronounce his name right, it says told Reuters on Thursday, the action is to partner other countries to be targeted as Russia's military industrial complex, as well as companies in third countries to help facilitate Russia's access to goods it wants. So as we already, as we know that, Washington continues to do sanctions on the United States. Russia continues to do sanctions on Russia, especially have Russia, China, and Iran, and North Korea. These nations, they continue to put harsh economic sanctions on. So we're so used to seeing that. And then you had this outage of AT&T. Seemed like that service is starting to get back up and running. But these are increasing biblical signs that we see in our world. Said U.S. to confirm is yet to confirm Iran ship any ballistic missiles to Russia, even though you still have the increasing alliance between Russia and Iran. Because these nations that the United States look at them as their adversary, because we know that the United States and Israel have increasing alliance between one another. We're going to continue to see, they look at these nations as their adversaries like Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and many other countries that's in allegiance with them, the increase in security buildup. Because we had Iran and Russia not too long ago drop the American dollar, because very soon we're seeing the American dollar that's about to drop as well too. So there's a couple of news articles. It says Yemen Houthis target island ships of Gulf of Eden. So we know what's taking place over there in the Red Sea. Because you've been having Russia having the United States and the coalition forces continue to use attacks over there in the Red Sea and targeting Yemen over there in the area as well too. But you have the Houthi rebels to say Iranian backwards, and they're going to continue to use targets over there in the area. So tensions are only going to continue to spread over there in the Red Sea. It says U.S. warns because it makes a lot of sense that Matthew 24 verse 6 is rumors of wars. Even though we're so used to seeing these warnings from the United States of their adversaries, and we're going to continue to see that increase. So I'm going to the news article. It says from the Jerusalem Post by Reuters, it's from February the 22nd, 2020, against providing ballistic missiles to Russia. Right, and this was the same confirmation I'll say about a couple of hours ago, saying that the U.S. has not yet confirmed that Iran sent missiles over into Russia. But we're still going to have an increasing alliance between Russia and Iran, just like North Korea. Let's see, it says, speaking to a virtual briefing with reporters, the White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said Washington has not yet confirmation that missiles have been moved from Iran to Russia, which we already have. These tensions are building up between Iran, and Israel, and then you have Israel and the United States is building an alliance with one another against China, Russia, Iran, and these are the same ones they're going to continue to use economic sanctions on. And it says the Biden administration on Thursday warned Iran of a swift and severe response for the international community if Tehran provide ballistic missiles to Russia. Hey, so that's a war. That's wars and rumors of wars right there. After Reuters, but these nations ain't gonna take Biden seriously, but it's still, part of biblical prophecy, Matthew 24 verse 6, hey, we shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Matthew 24 verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. So I'm gonna read it again. It says from Reuters as of February the 22nd, 2024, it says U.S. warned Iran providing ballistic missiles to Russia. It says speaking at a virtual briefing with reporters, White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said Washington has not yet confirmation that missiles have moved from Iran to Russia. It says the Biden administration on Thursday warned Iranians of a swift and severe response from the international community if Taiwan provided ballistic missiles to Russia after Reuters reported earlier this week that the Islamic Republic shifting the powerful missiles to Moscow. Speaking at a virtual briefing with reporters, the White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said Washington has yet to confirmation that missiles has been moved from Russia to Iran. It says Reuters exclusively reported on Wednesday that Iran has provided Russia with a large number of powerful surface-to-surface ballistic missiles, citing 6 sources. A move that illustrates the deepening military cooperation between the two sanctioned countries. And these are the same countries that the United States put economic sanctions on. It says in this press report, well, even though these nations are not fazed by these economic sanctions, just like North Korea, China, Russia, and all these major power nations that are allies with one another. And these are the same nations that the United States and these EU using these hard economical sanctions on. And these are the same nations that's turning away from the American dollar. Just like Russia, the United States recently freezed the assets for the import and export for Russia to use. They use economic sanctions on it. They have freezed that as well too. But that's only going to stir more tensions up with the nation. So we're going to continue to see these increasing these wars and rumors of wars. So we'll bring out the scripture. Matter of fact, we continue on with the second Ezra. Yep, this is second Ezra 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest the parts of the signs past, which I have told you before. Right, so we continue to measure the time diligently in itself, watching out for these increasing biblical signs, that we see in the world today. Second Ezra 9 verse 2. It says, then thou shalt understand it is at the very same time that the highest, which is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, will begin to visit the world which he made. Right, so the Heavenly Father is definitely going to continue to visit the world which he made, and what we're seeing in the world today. Because that leads up to these increasing biblical prophecies. And we're taking heed to these biblical prophecies and these biblical signs that we're seeing in the world today. So be able to look up some more of these articles as recently as well too. Let's see. It says chaos and protests erupt over UK preliminary vote on ceasefire God's emotion. And what's that scripture says? First Thessalonians 5 and verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, so the scourge shall come upon them. And Luke 21 and verse 25, the expression of nations will perplexity in the seas where it's born, right along with second Ezra 9 and verse 3. But there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars in the world. So we're going to continue to see the seditions, the uprises, the uproars in the world. These are increasing biblical signs that we are seeing in our world today. It says Putin. This is another news article as well too. So that shows you that the wars are heating up. And this is a news article from Reuters as of February 20th, 2024. And it says, Putin says Russia will push further into Ukraine after chaotic fall to AVDIIBKA. Once the AVDIIBKA is under their control, they undoubtedly will choose another city and begin to storm it, Yakelov said. This was, even though this was 2 days ago, but this is from Reuters, so that shows you that the Russian-Ukraine situation is only going to continue to heat up over that area. Of course, we are so used to hearing about it. Well, we're going to see the increasing aspects of the Russian-Ukraine situation is only going to continue to increase. And keep in mind, not too long ago, I said about a couple of weeks ago, you had NATO recently over there in Eastern Europe recently reported a good large amount of troops as they getting underway for their biggest, largest military exercise trips. So you can have increasing tensions with NATO versus Russia, because you had Belarus and Russia, because not too long ago you had Russia recently deployed their military artillery over there in that area. And not too far from the border, they use a surface missile air defense over there, not too far from one of the borders of the allies of NATO, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So that shows you that Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, is in full fruition as we speak, right along with Ezekiel, the 39th chapter, right along with Isaiah 17, verse 1, Joel, the 3rd chapter, in Revelations 11, verse 14, just like it says, the second won't pass, behold, the third will come quickly. So I'm going to continue on with the news article. This is from the Jerusalem Post as of February the 20th, 2024, even though it's 2 days ago. So it says President Vladimir Putin said on Tuesday that Russian troops will push further into Ukraine to build on their success on the battlefield after the fall of the town of Afrika, if I pronounced that right, Salakia. It says where he said Ukraine troops have been forced to flee in chaos. It says the town, which once has a population of 32,000, fell to Russia on Saturday. I believe, that was past Saturday, about last week. It says, which had a population of 32,000, fell to Russia on Saturday. And it says, it was about this past last Saturday. It says Putin's biggest battlefield victory since Russian forces captured the city of Bakhmut in May of 2023. Television footage released by Russia, it says defense minister shows almost every house in Africa has been branded with war. This is Putin said on Tuesday, which was 2 days ago, because today is Thursday, Putin said on Tuesday the Ukraine order to withdraw from the town has been announced after Ukraine troops have already begun to flee in chaos. He said that all captured Ukraine soldiers shall be accorded their rights under the International Convention on Prisoners. It says after all overall situation, Africa, this is an absolute success. I congratulate you, and it needs to live on. Putin told Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu in the Kremlin. It says Ukraine Foreign Minister blames U.S. Congress for failing to provide aid. So continue on. So I'm gonna get it to next. Read the next news article. So let's see. Then you got this new latest news article. Some of I saw a scripture before I bring up the more news articles. Yeah, this is second Ezra 9 verse 4. It says, "Then thou shalt understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days of before thee, even from the beginning." Right, so that Father spoke about these things from the days of before thee, even from the beginning. But we definitely going to continue to see the increase of wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. The distress of nations with perplexity in the seas where it's born, you know. So Matthew 24, verse 21, the great tribulation, Jeremiah 30, verse 7, the time of Jacob's trouble. Second has the 15th chapter, that great insurrection, you know, Revelation 3 and verse 10, the hour of temptation. And these are the signs that we are prophesying about, you know. We do sit down lessons on it. You know, read articles, and do sit down lessons, or we do walk and talk, or we out there teaching out on the highways and hedges, prophesying of these very important matters, because these are increasing of the signs of the times. You know? And this news article, even though we're so used to seeing this, especially the rising tensions what's taking place over there in the Red Sea, because tensions have been definitely increasing, escalating over there in the Red Sea, which is over there in Western Asia. And you have this news article, it's from Global Talk, and this is from Thursday, this is recently, from Thursday, February 22nd, 2022. February 22nd, February 2024, my apologies, I meant to say. And it reads, it says the Houthi leaders vows to escalate attacks, because I believe the Houthi leader from Yemen, from the Houthi rebels will say Iranian-backed group, and he says again, the Houthi leader vows to escalate attacks in the Red Sea. And it says the head of the Houthi rebels in Yemen said on Thursday attacks on ships in the Red Sea will escalate despite U.S. military striking targets held by the Iranian-backed groups. Operations in the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea, Bab al-Mandab Strait, and the Gulf of Eden are continuing escalated and effectively. Abdul Malik al-Houthi said in a televised speech. The Bruce al-Bashara channel reports the Times of Israel. It says the Houthis began to target commercial ships and U.S. Navy vessels in the Red Sea and connecting waterways following the launch of Israel's military operation against Israel's backed Hamas groups in the Gaza Strip. On Thursday, the Houthis reportedly fired 2 missiles, struck the British-owned cargo ship the MV Islander in the Gulf of Aden. Also Thursday, Israeli reportedly said it intercepted what appears to be a Houthi missile attack near the Red Sea port city of Aleppo. On February the 4th, the U.S. and the United Kingdom combined the strikes of 36 Houthi targets across 13 locations in Yemen, but it didn't have the desired effect of the humanitarian because the Houthis have been launching missiles at the targets in the Red Sea and connected waterways almost daily since then. On Wednesday, which was yesterday, it says the U.S. commander said it conducted 4 self-defense strikes against the seven mobile Houthi anti-ship cruise missiles and 1 anti-ship ballistic missile launch that were prepared to launch towards the Red Sea. It also said the U.S. forces shot at a one-way track unnamed aircraft system. It says the Al Houthi also disclosed the time Israel reported that its forces had submarine capabilities, but provided no details. On February the 15th, the CENTCOM revealed a U.S. U.S. Coast Guard cutter on January the 28th seized advanced conventional weapons and other lethal aids originating in Iran and both to the Houthis' control in Yemen. The seize took place in the Arabian Sea. Among the items seized were components for an unnamed underwater surface vehicle, CENTCOM said Saturday, which was this Saturday, a couple of days ago, Slovakia. It says amongst 5 Houthi targets in Israel, 1 was unnamed underwater vehicle. It says you certainly see that it has a sophisticated technology and capabilities that we're getting from Iran. It says the Pentagon Deputy Press Secretary Sabrina Sanders said Tuesday during a brief that the first time that they use an underwater named vehicle to try to launch an attack. The Newsmax reached out to the Pentagon, commented on Al Houthis' comments. Yep. So bring up scripture. Yep. Second Edges 15:5. It says, for like all that is made in the world, at the beginning and has manifested. Right, so these biblical signs are being manifested. Wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. That's what we are saying. So we'll bring up that Matthew, the 24th chapter. Yep, this is the book of Matthew, 24 and verse 1. And Hamashiach went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came unto him to shew the buildings of the temple. Matthew 24 and verse 2. And Hamashiach say unto them, see not all these things, verily I say unto you, there shall not be one left, one stone upon another, and that shall not be thrown down. Matthew 24 and verse 3. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and the disciples came unto him, privately saying, tell us when should these things be, and what should be the sign of thy coming of the end of the world. Right, just like the disciples spoke to Yahushua about these are very important matters during their times. This is Matthew 24 and verse 4. It says, and Hamashiach Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Right, take heed that no man deceive you. And we take heed to these modern day times as well too. Because the scripture clearly says, Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9, there's no good thing under the sun. This is Matthew 24 and verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach Yahushua, and shall receive me. Matthew 24 and verse 6. These shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right, that's what we're hearing, the increasing of these wars and rumors of wars. And we see what's taking place over there in the Red Sea. We see what's taking place over there throughout Western Asia, throughout the Gaza Strip, throughout the Palestinian territory, throughout the West Bank, throughout Lebanon, throughout that whole region. It's war zones going over there, throughout Iraq, throughout Syria, throughout Israel, throughout Palestine, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank. That's just one example throughout that whole region. And throughout the Red Sea as well, too, throughout that whole Western Asia region, we've seen increasing wars and commotions. It's like the scripture says of the Bible, Luke 21 verse 9, wars and commotions. So all that's taking place over there in Western Asia, and the wars and escalations are heating up throughout the whole world as well, too. So what's taking place over there in the South China Sea, like Taiwan versus China, and the United States versus China, over Taiwan. As we see China continue to build up their military capability over there in the South China Sea, as tensions continue to heighten over there in that area as well too, and not too far from the South China Sea. Over there, the territorial islands, you have nations over there trying to claim of territorial islands that could potentially gather up some escalations between the nations as well too. Because not too long ago, you had, I believe, the United States and Australia and the Philippines and the United States recently did a mission patrol area over that area. And then you've been having increasing escalations between Taiwan and China over a fishing boat dispute as well too. While at the same time you have military presence over there, not too far from the South China Sea, and getting very closer and closer to the Taiwan Islands. So it's heating up all throughout that whole area. Then you got the Russia-Ukraine situation is heating up. Then you have another escalating being sparked back up with the Azerbaijan Armenian situation. So all these are biblical prophecies and biblical signs that we're going to continue to see in the world today. So let me get back to the scripture. And this is the book of Matthew 24 in verse 6. I'm going to read it again. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? It's these increasing wars and rumors of wars. And these wars and rumors of wars are starting to become an actual wars that's taking place in the world today between the increasing heating up between the nations and different kingdoms. And that's what we're seeing in our world today. So it's only going to continue to increase, because these scriptures are what these very important news articles that we see in the world today. But we understand we cannot believe everything we see in the news, because it's controlled by the media. What's the higher ups, the small actors, which we know who runs that. But it definitely leads up into it definitely backs up what the scriptures, what we see in the news, and escalations and tensions, and these increasing biblical signs. It leads up to the scriptures, that was saying that these things was going to occur in these times, especially the signs of the time, just in the prophets during their times. Then just like the ancient days, the signs was taking place back then. Now we're seeing that in modern day times. As the scripture says, there's no new thing under the sun. Just like it says in Jeremiah 28:8, the prophet of old prophesied against great countries and great kingdoms of war, evil, and pestilence. And that scripture is recorded in the prophet Jeremiah 28 verse 8. Now we're seeing that being related to modern day times as well too. This is Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but then it's not yet. So it's going to come to pass, but it's not going to end just yet. So it's only going to continue to increase. Wars and rumors of wars are starting to actually become actual wars in the world today, between the escalations of different nations and different kingdoms. So you have one nation within itself rising up against a nation within itself. You have one nation going against another nation. You have one nation of armies within itself rising up against another nation of armies. You have one nation of armies rising up against another nation of armies. You have one kingdom within itself rising up against a kingdom within itself. One kingdom of armies rising up against another kingdom of armies. And that makes perfect sense to Matthew 24, verse 6 and verse 7. So I'm going to read it again for edification's sake. This is Matthew 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, pestilence, plagues. Just like it says in Amos 8 verse 11. There's going to be a famine in the land, just like it was in ancient times. We're going to see it in modern day times. This is Matthew 24 and verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So all these signs that we've seen in the world today, these are biblical signs, as us being the servants of prophets and us being the true Israelites. And because it says in the book of Ezekiel, verse 17, that the Father has made us a watchmen unto the house of Israel. So we continue to be on our watch, watching out for these biblical signs. Do sit down lessons, go out there on the streets, the chief place of concourse, out on the highways and byways, prophesying of these very important things that we see in the world today. These leads up to biblical signs, other signs of the times, and very soon these prophecies that's about to be fulfilled. So we're going to continue to be on our watch, watch for these latest news articles that relates to these biblical prophecies or biblical signs, I mean, say, that leads up to these prophecies that's about to be fulfilled and come to pass as well too. So we definitely going to continue to see that increasing more and more. It's evident that we're living in these modern day times of the signs of the times. This is Matthew 24, verse 7. For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence. We got two different types of pestilences: the weather conditions, the tornadoes, the earthquakes, the landslides, floods. And we've definitely been seeing heavy increasing of these tornadoes, these floods, these earthquakes. Like Scripture says, earthquakes in diverse places, like in Luke 21 and verse 11. So we're going to continue to see these increasing signs that we're seeing in the world today. It's only going to continue to increase. This is Matthew 24 and verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Just like it says, the second half of 16 and verse 18 bring out as well too. So yeah, these are biblical signs that we're seeing in the world today, because these are definitely part of the increasing of the signs of the times. And we'll take heed to it. As we continue to be on our watch, be the watchman unto the house of Israel, the actual Israelites, the bloodline lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the children of Israel. We are the actual real Israelites. This is let's see, second Ezra 16 verse 18, reference to that Matthew 24 verse 8, and it reads in second Ezra 16 verse 18. It says the beginning of sorrows, right? The beginning of sorrows of these great signs that we're seeing in the world today. So it's only going to increase, especially when we're about to enter into the time of Matthew 24, verse 21, just like our reference a couple minutes ago. That great tribulation. Jeremiah 30, verse 7, the time of Jacob's trouble. The insurrection in second Ezra 15th chapter, second Ezra 16th chapter, second Ezra 8 verse 50, Revelation 3 verse 10, Revelation 13 verse 16 through verse 18. And these are the times that we're about to enter into, and we're increasingly more and more seeing it. It's more clearly evident that we're increasingly living in these times. Second Ezra 16 verse 18, from where it begins, it says the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famines and great death, the beginning of wars, right? That's what we're seeing, the beginning of increasing wars. And so we're going to continue to increase. Just like it says in Matthew 24, verse 7, even though I'm brought out already, but I want to reference again. Nation shall rise against nation, and the kingdom against kingdom. That's what we're seeing in the world today. Yeah, it says the beginning of sorrows, the great mourning, the beginning of famine, and great death. Just like it says in second Ezra 15, verse 5, it says, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction. And we're going to continue to see that more than ever. I'm going to read it again, second Ezra 16, verse 18, the beginning of sorrows, great mournings, the beginning of famines, and great death. The beginning of wars, and thou shalt stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? It says, behold, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish, and are sent on the scourges. Yeah, so this is Matthew 24 and verse 21. Yeah, this is Matthew 24 and verse 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, or ever shall be. Right, so we're about to enter into these great tribulation times. And we're definitely seeing the effects of it. It's going to come into full effect. This is the prophet Daniel. So this is matter of fact, before I bring out Daniel, I'll bring out the prophet Jeremiah, 28 verse 8, that I referenced not too long ago. So yeah, all these signs that we're seeing in the world today, even though at the same time, in 2 Corinthians 20 verse 11, we're not ignorant of our sacrifices, As scripture say, he's going to bring that water out of chaos as well too. Was that 1 John 20 verse 18 going to be coming into full effect as well too? The anti-Mashiach Yahushua that's going to rise as well too. That's why we're not ignorant of our sacrifices. That's in 2 Chronicles 2 and verse 11. This is the prophet Jeremiah 28 verse 8. And it reads, it says, the prophets that have before thee and before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war, even investments. Just like our great forefather Jeremiah and the prophets of old during their times, they was prophesying against great countries and great kingdoms of war, evil, and investments. That's what we're seeing. So I'm going to continue to increase. I'm going to read it again for edification's sake. I just said now, this is the prophet Jeremiah 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before thee and before thee of old prophesied both against great countries and great kingdoms of war, evil, and investments. And that's what we're doing. In the spirit of our great forefathers, since we are actual Israelites, and we are being watchmen unto the house of Israel, sound the alarm, blowing the trumpet, just like it says in Joel 20, verse 1, Ezekiel 3, verse 17. It says the prophets that have been before me and before me of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war and of evil and investments, right? War and of evil and investments. Bring up that prophet Jeremiah. Matter of fact, I'll bring out Joel 2 and verse 1. Yep, this is Joel 2 and verse 1. Blow me the trumpet in Zion, right? Which is the Zion, which they mind of Israel, Judah, and Jerusalem. And sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the habitations of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh coming, for it's nigh at hand. That's why we are sounding the alarm, continue to be on our watch and watch out for these enemies and biblical signs. Now, get to the Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 1. The prophet Habakkuk, our great forefather as well too. It says, I will stand upon my watch, just like Habakkuk did. Now we're doing that in modern day times. Habakkuk 2 and verse 1. I will stand on my, it says, I will stand upon my watch and send upon the tower and will watch to see what will say unto me, what I answer when I am reproved. Habakkuk 2 and verse 2. The Lord Yahweh will answer me and say, write the vision and make it plain upon the table that made one that readeth. Habakkuk 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet from the point of time, but at the end it shall speak. Right, that's what we're seeing right now. So the vision it shall speak. These biblical prophecies of the signs of the times. And not lie about it. Terry, wait for it because it will surely come in and will not tarry. Right? So it won't tarry because it will surely come in and will not tarry. So let's see. All right, continue on. Oh yeah, this is Revelations 11 verse 14. Yeah, Revelations 11 verse 14, and it reads, it says, the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. And we know the word woe means destruction. So the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. And I'm getting into that Revelations 9 verse 12. Yeah, Revelations 9 verse 12. The one will pass, and behold, there are two woes come thereafter. Right, for there are two woes that come after. Just like the first woe and two woes thereafter. Then like the second woe, Shalom, Yahweh Shemal Shabbarakatah. Shalom, brother, Yahweh Shemal Shabbarakatah. Yeah, the first woe passed, and behold, the third woe, two woes more thereafter. Get back to that Revelation 11 verse 14. So, hey, all these increasing biblical signs, we're going to continue to see increase. Oh, Salakia. Let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna turn my volume up. Hey, Kyle, you can hear me now, but I'll just put it up all the way to 100%. Hey, you can hear me now. Because I'll put my volume up to 100% now. Oh, it's better than that. Hey, so lucky for that. Yeah, so continuing on this Revelations 11 verse 14, the second will pass, behold, the third will come quicker. Right, so the second will pass, behold, the third will quicker. So yeah, I'm gonna get back into that. Get back into that Matthews So all we're seeing in the world today, these increasing biblical signs, and it's only going to continue to increase. So that's why we continue to be on our watch, watching out for these increasing signs. Yeah, Matthew 24 and verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, the increasing high magnitude of the earthquakes in diverse places, the famines, the pestilence, the plagues, all these are being, all these are increasing biblical signs of the signs of the times. So we're going to continue to be on our watch. Do sit down lessons out on the highways and byways, and prophesying in the names, the highways and hedges, I meant to say Salaki, and prophesying in the names of Yahweh Yahushua. I'm reading out that Isaiah 62 and verse 6. So we definitely going to continue to see these increasing signs, increasing more and more instead of this. Yeah, this is Isaiah 62 and verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, shall never hold their peace day or night. It said, he that makes mention of the Lord Yahweh, keep not thy silence. Right, so us being the man of Yahweh Shemel Shai, we're going to continue to make mention of the Lord, and we're not going to keep not thy silence, because we are living in the times of our prophecies. Just like it says in Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 8. Yep, this is Habakkuk 2 and verse 1. It says, that was the spirit, I just brought that out. This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 1. It says, and I will stand upon my watch and sit upon the tower and will watch unto you. It says, what to see and what I say unto me, what I shall answer when I am reproved God. Yep. Isaiah 62 and verse 7. And give them no rest until he established and made Jerusalem and praise the earth. Right here, the Lord Yahweh shall no rest until he established and made Jerusalem and praise the earth. So I'm get back into the this is Matthew 24 verse 42. It says, watch therefore, for ye know not what it says, for ye know not what the Lord Yahweh by power, by coming. Right, so we continue to be on our watch out for these signs. So we continue to be on our watch. Now, so more than ever, that's why we are redeeming the times. I'm going to bring out that book of Luke 12 and verse 51. So Salakia for my slip of the tongue of words, slip of tongues of my speech. So my boss, Salakia for that. So yeah, this is Luke 12 and verse 51. It says, suppose ye that I come to send peace on earth, I tell you, neighbor, where the division. Right, just like it says in the book of Mark 3 and verse 23 to verse 26, if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. That's why we're seeing ultimately increasing division between the different kingdoms and different nations, eating up between one another within themselves and outside of their nations. That's why we're seeing that Deuteronomy 30 verse 7 in full effect as we speak. So I'm continuing with the scripture, Luke 12 and verse 50. Luke 12 and verse 51. Suppose ye that I come to send peace on earth, I take neighbor and division. All right, so we see that Deuteronomy 32 and verse 8 is in full effect as we speak. Luke 12 and verse 52. For henceforth there shall be 5 in one house, divided 2 against 3 and 2 against 3. Luke 12 and verse 53, the father shall be divided against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Luke 12 and verse 54. And he said also to the people, when you see a cloud rise out of the west great way, he said, there cometh a shower, so it is. Luke 12 and verse 56, continuing on with the reading of the Holy Scriptures. It says, when ye see the south wind blow, ye say there heat, and it cometh to pass. Luke 12 and verse 56, ye every creature you can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is that you do not discern this time? Right, so we are discerning these increasing signs of the times, and the body of Habashim Shai, putting an increasing spirit on us to discern these times and waking us up in these times so we can be able to know these things. And the Wadi Habash, shall continually for letting us be his servants and prophets, for letting us wake up to be in the children of Israel. For us to be able to continue to know these things and continue to be on our watch. Like it says in Colossians 4, verse 5, have wisdom, use wisdom of those that are without. So we are continuing in increasing spiritual discernment, spiritual discernment and seeing the times now so more than ever. Yeah, this is Isaiah 62 and verse 6. So that shows you that this is the God of the world have blinded the mind of people that wish not believe. That's why the anti-Hamashiach Yahushua is increasing, just like it says in 1 John 2 and 1 John 2 and verse 18. This is the brother reasonable service. It says Isaiah 62, which is the prophet Isaiah 62 and verse 6. I have sat watching upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day or night. Be that make mention of the Lord, keep not thy silence. Right, so we're going to continue to make mention of the Lord Yahweh, Yahweh of Israel, continue to be on our watch. And that's what we're doing, as we continue to measure the time diligently in itself, just like it says in the 2 Ezra 9 chapter. So all these increasing signs that we're seeing in the world today, just like all these news articles, a lot of these news articles may not be true. Like I stated again, which we know because we're not able to save devices, which it says in 2 Corinthians 20, verse 11. Because the media warn about the small habits, the 1948ers, which we understand, because they are not the people of the Heavenly Father. Hey, these Amalekites, they are not on their watch. They only care about themselves, So that shows they're not the people of the book. They're not continuing to be on the watch. They don't believe in the Messiah. They don't believe in Yahweh. Only the children of Israel believe in Yahweh. But that's just a sad note. So yeah, we'll read it again. Luke 12 and verse 56. It says, "You hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is that you do not discern its time?" Right, so we are having an increase in the spiritual discernment and discerning the times that we are in. That's why we are measuring the time diligently in itself. Bring up that Prophet Joel. So just like those couple of news articles that I just brought out and mentioned about what's going on in the world today, are these increasing wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and it's only going to continue to increase, and it's going to expand even more and more and more because we are in those times. That's why we consistently being on our watch, so more than ever, out on the highways and hedges, the chief place of concourse, lifting up the names of Yahweh, Yahushua, continue making our calling and making sure to watch out for these very important, serious times that the Heavenly Father spoke about from the days of before, even from the beginning. And then we're definitely taking heed to that as being the church of Israel. Yahshua, he is the Prince of Power. This is why everybody else in that what you call that days of Noah type spirit, living it up, living like it's my last, that yellow type spirit. And we're out here prophesying. We're out here discerning the times, measuring the time diligently itself. So it shows you that this is the modern days of Noah. This is the modern days of Lot. This is the modern days of Tower of Babel. This is the modern days of Sodom and Gomorrah. This is a modern day Egypt, and this is a modern day Babylon. Because the God of this world had blinded the minds of people that wish not believe. It says, you can discern the face of the sky and of the earth now that you do not discern this time. And the Wadi Habash putting that spiritual increase in discernment on us for us to measure time diligently, like I reiterate that already. I want to mention that again. So this is the prophet Joel 3 and verse 1. It says, especially all the escalations are heating up over there in Western Asia, which you consider as a new term of the Middle East, which is made by Esau Edom. He the one that made up that term. That's a false term, which is really Western Asia. So all those escalations and tensions are heating up over there in Western Asia and throughout the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea, the Gulf of Aden, all throughout that region. Just like it says in Luke 21 verse 9, increasing of wars and commotions. It's only going to continue to increase over there in the area. While that's taking place, we see Ezekiel the 38th chapter is in full effect. Ezekiel the 39th chapter, Isaiah 17 verse 1, Jeremiah 51 and verse 46. Revelations 9 verse 12, Revelations 11 verse 14, And this is the prophet Joel 3 and verse 1. It says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, I will bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, like because Judah and Jerusalem were oppressed together, the children of Israel, because yet they stay still in the land of our captivity, the Israelites." This is the prophet Joel 3 verse 2. "And I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land." Right, so you got those nations over there, part of the Lord's land. Those 1948ers. You got those IDF Edomites. You got those Ishmaelites over there, and those Amalekites. All those nations have a part of the Lord's land. Just like it says in Luke 21, verse 24, it says the time of the Jerusalem is going to be trodden down until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And this is Ephesians 5 and verse Ephesians 5 and verse 15. "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." Right, so we are being increasingly circumspect, not as fools, but as wise. The wisdom and knowledge and understanding, and continue being wise in the sight of Yahweh Shemel Shaz, as being the children of Israel. The Israelites, the watchmen, the true watchmen of Yahweh Shemel Shaz, not those small hatters, us, the children of Israel. This is Ephesians 5 and verse 16. It says, "Redeeming the time because the days are evil." Right, so the days are only going to get evil and evil, and it's a clear sign that we're seeing that. So it's only going to increase more and more. That's why we continue to be in circumspect. Hey, First Peter 5 and verse 8. "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the deceiver, is a roaring lion walking about, seeking who he may devour." Ephesians 6 and verse 10. "Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, so you can stand against the wiles of the deceiver." Because the ultimate deceiver is going to come down with great wrath, because we have but a short time. So that's why we have an increase in the spiritual discernment, watching, continue to be on our watching out for these increasing signs. Especially these other wars, it's only going to continue to heat up. So this is the prophet Joel 3 verse 2. It says, excuse me, the prophet Joel 3 verse 2. "And I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Jehoshaphat." What's the Heavenly Father is doing? Slowly but surely, increasingly gather the nations up over there in Western Asia, throughout that whole region. It says, "And I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Jehoshaphat, as I mentioned again, Salakia. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land." This is Joel 3 verse 3. "And they have cast out for my people, so they gird for me." And so it says, "And given a voice for a harlot, and so they gird for wine that they might drink." Joel 3 verse 4. "Yea, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you run to me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, and I will turn your recompense upon your own head." Right, so that Father's going to return that recompense upon these other nations' head. So verse 5, continuing on with the reading of prophet Joel 3 verse 5. "Because you have taken my silver and my gold, the Israelites, into your temple, my good and present things." Verse 6, "The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem had you sold unto the Grecians," right, the Edomites, "that you might remove them far from their border." Right, because the Israelites been removed far from their border, from their ancestors and forefathers all the way to down to us in these modern day times. Joel 3 verse 7. It says, "Behold, I will raise them up at the place where you have sold them, and I will turn your recompense upon your own head." Right, it's coming upon your own head, other nations, especially your Amalekites, y'all on top of that list. Joel 3 verse 8. "And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah. They shall sell them to the Samaritans, from the Lord Yahweh has spoken." Joel 3 verse 9. "Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, which is the armies of the other nations, prepare war, wake up the mighty man," right? Of the other nations. What heathen just means of other nations. It says, "Let all the men of war draw near and let them come up." Right, and that's what we're seeing over there in Valley of Jehoshaphat, Western Asia. This is prophet Joel 3 verse 10. "Beat your plowshares and the swords and the pointing hooks and the spears, and let the weak say I'm strong." Right, that's what you're seeing. The nations are in that warlike mindset. The prophet Joel 3 verse 11. "Assemble yourselves, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about to cause my mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh." Joel 3 verse 12. "Let the heathen be awakened and come up into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Jehoshaphat, and I will sit and judge all the heathen round about, right, the armies of the nations." Joel 3 verse 13. "Put thee in the sickles, and come ye get you down, for the press is full. It says the fast overflow, for the wickedness is great. Joel 3 verse 14, multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. Right, so the day of the Lord Yahweh Shemal Shai is near in the valley of decision. So with that, I just want to bring out this sit down lesson, a good, quick little sit down lesson that I want to bring out. So once again, my apologies for the slip of the tongue of words, slip of the tongues of my speech or whatever. Well, I was just through my spirit. I just wanted to do a sit down lesson with the current events that's going on in the world today. Even though I ain't bearing out a lot of news articles, I just want to bring a couple of to back it up with the scriptures of what's going on today with the increasing of these wars are heating up throughout Western Asia and throughout the world as well too. And recently, biblical prophecies that leads up into biblical signs and biblical prophecies that we are entering into, because it's an increasing progress as we're speaking, as we're seeing right now, because these prophecies are about to be fulfilled. The central vision of bank currency in Revelation 13, verse 16. Armageddon, World War III. That's what we are seeing. So, hey, these are the signs of the times that we're in as we continue to be circumspectly and watching out for these signs as we continue to be the watching of Yahweh Shemal Shai. Hey, so with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Akadash. Shalom to the elders, Wa'akim Wa'akwaf, and the water brother for tuning in to help me out for the scriptures. Hey, the water Yahweh Shemal Shai for that. Thank you for that, brother. Once again, the water Yahweh Shemal Shai. So with that, I would say shalom to the elders Wa'akim once more. And shalom to the elders Wa'akim as well too. Until next time, I would say shalom.
Remember this?